So Americans, what do they think about the war on drugs? Well, we got some indication of that because in Colorado and Washington, they just passed ballot initiatives legalizing pot, not just medicinal marijuana, but overall. Well, Rasmussen, which is a conservative polling organization, just did a poll, and they're going to show us, of course, that most Americans are not in favor of that. Are we winning the war on drugs? So obviously most Americans will say yes. What happened? Only 7% of Americans believe we are winning the war on drugs. 82% believe we're losing, and 12% are confused. 82% believe we're losing the war on drugs. You know why? Because we're losing the war on drugs. Look, it got officially launched, as Anna has explained in the past, in 1971. Nixon was like, all right, let's do a war on drugs. In fact, he commissioned a report. The report said, no, it's actually not as bad as alcohol.
Yes, the Schaefer report. You guys should definitely look into it because Nixon himself commissioned that report. Governor Schaefer did the report, which proves it's not as bad. Nixon took it, ripped it up, and said, I don't care. I'm still going to be strict when it comes to drug policy, especially on marijuana.
Now, what has happened in the meanwhile? Right now, our cost for the war on drugs is estimated at $20 to $25 billion a year. But that does not count prosecution and incarceration for drug offenders, which is the lion's share. So even not counting that is costing us a tremendous amount of money. Now, are we spending too much or too little on it? Well, the jury's in on that as well. 23% say not enough, and 34% say we're spending too much money on it. Again, there's a significant chunk that are confused. Okay, now, how about alcohol versus pot? You know, the thing that Nixon got the report on and then threw it away anyway. In fact, in Colorado, they ran all these ads saying, hey, you know what? This alcohol is no different than pot. And a lot of people believe them. And it turns out nationwide, I'm actually the most surprised by these numbers. When they asked dangers of alcohols compared to marijuana, 51% said alcohol is more dangerous. Only 24% said pot is more dangerous. Once again, 24% confused.
Yeah, let's discuss that for just 1 second, because I know we've brought this point up before, but how many people have died from alcohol poisoning versus the number of people that have died from overdose of marijuana?
You know, as far as I know, there literally are no cases of marijuana overdose.
There's no such thing as dying from a marijuana overdose. I forget the exact number, but there was one politician who looked into how much pot you would have to smoke within 5 minutes in order to die, and it was like pounds and pounds of marijuana. Like, it's impossible to even consume that copious amount of marijuana in 5 minutes.
If you ate anything of that much in that amount of time, you would die.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, you literally couldn't do it. Your stomach might explode. So it just doesn't, it's not true. And what's great about that is that that's it. The American people are onto it. They're like, yeah, after all these years of lie on top of lie, propaganda on top of propaganda from our government, we've had enough. We know alcohol is more dangerous. Pot is less dangerous. We know we spend too much. We know we're never going to, quote unquote, win this war on drugs. And here's one last interesting thing. 88% of respondents hadn't smoked pot in the last year. So it's not like these are potheads who are like, yeah, man, I just want to get high. They're people like us. I haven't smoked pot in the last year, and I just don't smoke it, right? It's not that I've never smoked it, but I never got a high off of it. I don't care, so I don't smoke pot. That's not why. It's asinine. That's why I'm against the war on drugs. And let alone what this doesn't survey, which is the 50, 60,000 dead people in Mexico because of this insane war on drugs, which I know Americans are like, Mexico. But I care, and a lot of people in this country care about what we're doing to other countries with our insanity on war on drugs. But as I look at this, Anna, I think tick-tock, tick-tock. We're going to win. They're going to lose. We're going to legalize.